these gosh darn Red Wings. I can't swear yet because I'm at the 5-minute mark yet. Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I'm Brad. I just watched the Red Wings lose to the Boston Bruins 3-2 in overtime, and they played well too. I mean, they played a good chunk of the team played well. There's a couple that I have a couple standouts right now. I mean, that bad penalty by Sherratt in the third period, they put him up 2-2. Boston up 2-2. I thought Gustafsson. What do you got Gustafsson on that callback goal, Marco Kasper's goal? What are you doing that far up, dude? You're a defenseman. And I'm so frustrated. Like, I don't know what. I mean, I'd like to have some organization to this, but like what can someone help me out? Am I missing something? Like they played really well, and Larkin hit the post twice. Razor had 2 goals. I thought that was great. He played really well. I'm just like, what? Like, what's the direction? Like, what are we doing here? They won on Wednesday, so they won against Calgary in OT, by the way. They also beat the Islanders. So they're like a 2-game winning streak. Sweet. You lose to the Devils 5-4 at the end. You lose to the Canucks in overtime. You lose to the Bruins in overtime. They have 4 overlap. I mean, you're like, if I'm looking at the standings right now, I'm pulling them up right now. Just refreshing them real quick. They're 24 points in 25 games. You have minus 14 goal differential because you guys started off so bad. I mean, because you were getting blown out by the Rangers 4-1. Like, you got beat by the Jets 6-2. Like, I'm looking at some of these big guys. I mean, you're just getting some gaps here. And I just don't know what the plan is. And I keep saying that what the plan is because I'm what are you trying to do? In your last 10, you're 3-4-3. That's not a winning solution. That is under 500 right now. So what is your plan? Because and there's a couple people that I want to give flowers to. And then, by the way, today I'm not always like this. Sometimes I'm like this. I'm not always like this. But today is the 20th day. We're doing a podcast in a row. So thanks for sticking around. Hit like, subscribe, put a comment down below. I really appreciate it. Just put your favorite emoji. I don't really, or if you have a great question, let me know. If you have a rant about the Red Wings, let me know. I'm actually going to be covering a little bit of hockey news in the second half of the show as well. But just for right now, I want to talk about the Red Wings because I'm a little bit frustrated on it because they played well. They played in Boston. Boston was kind of a little soft at the start. I thought like there was a great opportunity in the second period. Pasta. He was going like he was on the left side of Husso. And I was like, dude, he could have ripped a shot and he kind of just softly nicked it. I didn't think they were trying as hard as they could have. I thought there was some spiciness between like Zadorov, which I thought was good. Like Zadorov was Zadorov was in the game all game. And I do like that Sherratt took on Zadorov because of Raymond and everything. That crap cross check. We're 3.5 minutes in, a bad cross check, right? And you have a team that's in your division who is fighting for a playoff spot with you, who has 29 points in 27 games. By the way, crazy enough, this is the crazy part, is that I'm looking at right now. They have similar goal differentials. So Red Wings have scored, or Boston has scored 67 goals total. Red Wings have scored 65. And Boston has let in 82. Red Wings have let in 79. Just to give you an idea what that means, Boston, who is 5 points ahead of the Red Wings in the standings, 2 games in hand. The Red Wings had 2 games in hand. They have negative 15 goal differential, and they're in the third spot in the Atlantic. Mind you got to beat out now Buffalo, who is tied with you. Like, you're not even an opportunity to get a wild card spot with some of these teams that are playing better than you. Pittsburgh is ahead of you with games in. You have games in hand on them, but again, you have 2 games in hand on them, but you have to win those games. And Gustafsson was infuriating today. Edmonton made a couple of really good moves. I thought he played really good defensively. I like that he went down behind the net, taking the puck all the way up to shoot on to Korpisalo. I thought that was really great. There's a mistake here or two, or 1 or 2 mistakes I saw Same with Sider, 1 or 2 mistakes. I thought Edmonton had a great game. I think Larkin had a great game. Raymond had a good game. I actually really like the Michael Rasmussen's up there on the line with them. I think that's so smart. I think you get that Thomas Holmstrom kind of vibe. If you're a classic Red Wings fan, Thomas Holmstrom just sat in front of the net and just was passed in front of the net, which was great. And he gets so many tips and everything. He was Joe Pavelski before Joe Pavelski was Joe Pavelski, tip master. And there was this, by the way, there's a story that he used to take his shin pads, because you have a shin pad that covers your knee and your shin. There was talks that what he did is he cut it off at the knee, and then he took the shin part and put it on the back of his calves. And whenever the puck would come by, he would just turn around and have his back to the puck and let his shins let the shin guards hit the back of his calf, because the pucks were hitting that low and everything. So it was very funny. But still, I'm like, you're tied for third in the Atlantic, third last in the Atlantic with Buffalo Sabres, which, by the way, this is crazy to me right now. I'm looking at this right now. So the bottom 4 positions in the Eastern Conference, Montreal Canadiens are last, then it's the Senators, and then it's the Red Wings and the Sabres. I thought Red Wings, Buffalo Sabres, and Ottawa Senators were supposed to take steps to this year. They did not. They have not. They're all in the same position. They're in the mushy middle. By the way, just to let you know, and we'll talk about this later, Buffalo lost today. They had a 4-0 lead in the first period, and against Colorado Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche come back and win it 5-4. That is crazy to me. By the way, that team, by the way, is 4-5-1 in their last. They're also on a 4-game losing streak, and also Red Wings are on a 3-game losing streak. Ottawa's on a 2-game losing streak, and Montreal. I think they did win tonight. I think they won tonight. Let me look quick. They did win against the Islanders 2-1. Islanders are just not having a good time. By the way, Red Wings beat the Islanders 3 times, and now Montreal's beating Islanders, and they're still ahead of you. So I don't know how to feel, because it's such a mid team. I had hopes. I think I have my paper on here. I had my hopes that there was going to be they could have been fifth. I thought they could barely squeeze into a wildcard spot. I didn't have a lot of faith. I still don't have a lot of faith in Metro. But like, do you keep Lalonde? Like, because who you replace him with? It's not going to be I can't Bouchard. Why can't I think of it now? The assistant coach. There's Tanguay, Bob Boughner, who was the coach of the San Jose Sharks, when they had almost the best penalty kill in the league. Now Red Wings have a record-setting, if it stays up, a record-setting penalty kill, not in the good way, in the bad way, in that they would be the worst in NHL history if it keeps up. I'm going to pull these stats up again. We're just going to pull up the Red Wings stats and just the home stats for this. Yeah, goals against per game, they're 23rd. Penalty kill, 65.2%, 32nd. Power play, by the way, still doing phenomenal. 4th in the league, 27.8. I just don't know what the plan is. And I want more. I want more from this team, because I think we deserve more. And I'm trying to be more of a fan that can enjoy. I'm enjoying the games. I'm having a good time. But who are we playing here? Like, and I mean not the teams. Who are we playing? What are we doing with this team? You have a great top pair in Edmonton. I'm gonna start. We'll start defense, then we'll go goalies, then we'll go forwards. Defense, you got Sider and Edmonton. Great top pair. That looks phenomenal. And they work well together and they play well together. I think it's awesome. And then you put Sherratt Petrie, and I'm just not a fan of Petrie this year. I didn't care for him last year, but I'm just like, what is happening, dude? I expect more out of Petrie because he's like an offensive defenseman. or he's like he was a really good defenseman back in the day. Like, I mean, if we look up his stats, if we look up Jeff Petrie, by the way, who is also the son of the son of the pitcher for the Detroit Tigers when they won the World Cup in 1987, which we hear every national broadcast, which cracks me up. I mean, this guy used to have 40 points a year with the Montreal Canadiens, 42, 46, 40, 42. Last year in Montreal did 27. Last year in Pittsburgh he did 31. Last year the so his in 122, 27 points in 68 games. Under half point per game. Pittsburgh, 31 points in 61 games, under half point per game. Now you have 24 points in 73 games with the Red Wings. Now currently has 3 points in 21 games. That is basically under 12 points this year. He's on track for under 12 points. He's a -8. Not the plus or minus is a big thing here, but he's not like you're putting him at second pair. Like he rarely misses a game. He missed, I think, 1 game this year. Let me look it up. I think he's missed 1 game this whole year. 20 games. Okay, so he's been out 4 games. So you're scratching a veteran guy who's making a decent amount of money. Like, I don't know. Like, you hit him and Sherrod, who's taking penalties, poor penalties. Sherrod is a great third line defenseman. He's not like, but you know who's a good third line defenseman for us, for the Red Wings? Gustafsson. Because he's the best in the power play. He's supposed to be. He does fine. And then you have Johansson, a third pair guy. He's his first year in the NHL. That makes sense. Put him on third pair. Justin Hall, third pair defenseman. Right-handed, third pair defenseman. So what do we do here? Like, how do we fix this? Because I'm at a crossroad right now where I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna take a break because I need a break. Let's just jump into a quick ad real quick, and then we will jump back into this god awful shit game. You know what that sound is? That's the sound of ice skates skating on the ice at your favorite team's hockey game. You know, there's nothing like the excitement of being at a game, the crowd, the energy, the roar, the chants, the songs. It's just so much to it. And the best way you're going to be able to find an amazing seat and an amazing game is going to be at Game Time. Game Time also has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff and shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. And my wife and I were actually end up going to a Detroit Red Wings game on December 2nd, I believe it is. That's the one that we're looking at, and talk about a super deal. And you can actually find any concert tickets there. You can do comedy. There's so many different options there. They also have curated deals to make it easier to find the best deals on great seats. And also you can see the view of your seat before you buy. They have a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection as well. One thing I really enjoy about it is the all-in pricing. Toggle this feature to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So you can also get a camera again. Talking about your view, it's a panoramic view. You can see the sea, not just like we'll look at the stage. You get the full panoramic view, and they also have the lowest price guarantee. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And so take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. I'm actually going to be reviewing the highlights real quick because I want to pull out some of the good things that I saw. Because there are some good things. I just don't know. Excuse me. I don't know. I want to review it because I'm just kind of seeing red right now. So I'm gonna have the highlights here. Unfortunately, I can't play them with you, but if you want to watch along, I'll comment on a couple of things because I think there's a lot of things they did play well. And I mean, like the feed from Rasmussen to Lucas Raymond, I thought was great. Again, I thought Husso played well. We're going to talk about defense too, or like defense. We have goalies. The goalies are you have 2 injured goalies. But you do have a competent, capable, um, like, NHL goalie, kind of NHL goalie in Husso. You lose Talbot. He's out. He's not traveling with the team. Lyon might was thought potentially travel with the team to Boston, and where do they go next? They're going to Ottawa. Ottawa next, but no, they're not. So they ended up calling up Costa, which is exciting. It'd be so cool. And again, I think Husso played well. I'm not mad at Husso. The Red Wings did a good job in keeping him safe. I think he's well protected. Um, I don't know if they put in Costa, I don't know if they would have won. Just because it would have been a debut against Boston. It's a lot of pressure. And so you're playing your third goalie with your fourth goalie in the backup. And kind of your fifth, is Costa your fourth or your fifth goalie? Because Jack Campbell's kind of your fourth goalie, right? Because he's actually has NHL experience. So you're not bringing up you're not bringing up Jack Campbell because he has no games played yet. He hasn't even played a game in the AHL yet, AHL, the American Hockey League. He was in the player assistance program. Um, which I imagine that's tough. He got bought out last year. It was had an NHL job, then he played in the AHL a bunch. And by the way, I'm watching I just watched the first goal, 12 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first period. You have Edmonton gets a great feed, puts it to Raymond. And so actually we'll jump ahead real quick. And so yeah, you have Edmonton takes it over, pass the back. So it goes Raymond. Raymond takes it, passes it back to Edmonton, and Edmonton tries to throw it on net, hits the guy's skate, bounces to Raymond, which it just ended up working out really well. It hits off of McAvoy's skates, and then Raymond takes it and hits the pad of Korpisalo, and puts it in. Great goal. Again, the young kids are connecting. Again, I'm not mad. I'm not mad with the young kids. I'm mad. I'm more mad, and I've never doubt. I'm a rare doubter of the Yzerman plan. I've been full blown. I big fan of Yzerman. I think he knows what he's doing. He did a great job at Tampa Bay, and I do believe in his philosophy of building through the draft. And all the guys that are big fans, and then Boston scores, of course. The thing is, I'm gonna pause this. And so, what Yzerman did was build through the draft. Everyone's like, "Look at those teams in Tampa. He's got Point drafted, Kucherov drafted." Stamkos, Stamkos and Hedman, who are already there, both drafted. You got Sergachev. Well, you don't draft Sergachev, you draft Drouin, who you then trade for Sergachev. So, an Yzerman trade, and there's some things that I'm looking for with Yzerman that I'm like, it's mostly his UFA deals that are the issue. Because the thing is, everyone that he's drafted, he's done a really good. That's come to the NHL has done a really good job, right? Raymond, phenomenal. Casper looking phenomenal. Like a real pro player. I honestly big fan of Casper. I think he's even more intelligent and has even more grit than I thought he did. I'm thinking he's gonna be a third line. He's gonna be a phenomenal third line center. He can be a tolerable second line center right now. Like you have it's Raymond, you have Casper. Edmonton looks amazing. Seider looks amazing. Costa looks great down the AHL. We're excited to see him up there. Johansson is getting over his nerves. Not a huge deal. He's still working through it. I'm okay with it. But again, so we're seeing some of his people hit, and he's allowing guys to ripen down the AHL. And I'm so excited to see who is going to come up next year because I want to know because I think there's a couple people that are going to have to come up that don't have that their rights expire. So I think you're going to be getting guys like Elmer Soderblom. Like I think is he going to get a contract or is he going to get an AHL contract? Like because I absolutely could see another team signing him because he's 6'8". But I would love the Red Wings to re-sign him and everything. So guys are on contracts who expire next year. Soderblom. So he'll have to get a contract. You have Cross Hannes. They might let him go. Let me see. Or maybe they sign him and then waive him. Maybe. He's injury prone though. He's not. They might not keep him. Honestly, he's 8 points in 20 games. Did Yzerman draft him or is he? I think Yzerman drafted him because he's 22. Yeah, he's a 2020 pick. Okay, so you have Cross Hannes, you have Soderblom, who like have to come up. No, they have to come up, or you don't sign them. You let them walk. Watson, Gettinger, Snively, those are all AHL guys. It's fine. You got to bring up Tuomisto. You got to bring up Emil Vero. Though you have to. Their contracts are up, so you're going to bring up 4 new guys, two new defensemen, and you're going to bring up 2 forwards, 1 forward. You're going to probably let Cross Hannes walk. Elmer Soderblom, you'll probably end up bringing him up. He's 6'8" and 247 pounds. You got to give him a shot. Like, you got to bring him. If you don't decide to keep him past training camp, that's fine. Last year, had 29 points in 61 games. Again, that'd be a great 4th liner. He's huge, dude. You kind of have to keep him. And then you let Mock go. Let's say you let Mock go. There's Soderblom spot right there. Boom, done. Like, you can still re-sign Christian Fischer. You can still re-sign Patrick Kane if you want to. On defense, what you do is you trade Sherratt, or you let Petrie walk. Boom, that's done. So you let Petrie walk. That is Tuomisto spot, let's say. So that's Tuomisto spot. Wrong page. So that's Tuomisto spot. Do you end up keeping Tuomisto? You might. I think I've heard good things about Tuomisto, but to me, I'm curious. Actually, by the way, we will be doing. He's got 9 points in 20 games as a defenseman. Is he right-handed? He's a right-handed defenseman. Hallelujah! I mean, come on, sign me up, Emil Vieira. I think he's a lefty though. Yeah, he's a left-handed defenseman, 6 foot. He's almost like a true defensive defenseman. 2 points in 10 games, or 19 games. Sorry, a true defensive defenseman. Great, bring him up. Let's go, right? And then next year you don't loop up Lion. So just real quick, recap. If you did minimal changes, you let Tyler Mott walk. There's Soderblom spot. Boom, 4th liner done. Then you and again, this is no UFAs. You just bring up the rookies. You let Cross Hannes walk. I think that's fine. I'm okay with him walking. Then you bring in Tuomisto for Petrie, because Petrie's gone because his contract's up at the end of the year. You can bring in maybe you usually carry 2 forwards, carry an extra defenseman, and then you have 2 goalies. Well, in this case, you have 1 extra forward, 2 extra defensemen. That way you can run 11-7, which they love to do. So, and then you have 2 goalies. You have Talbot, who got injured this year, but you have him and Kosa running it back next year. Like, that's a plan. That's a plan for next year. But what is the plan this year? And so I think Husso played well. I think Husso played well this game. I'm happy with him. He put up a 914 save percentage. That's awesome. Love to see that. 32 saves and 35 shots. I thought it was great. I think he did a good job. He did an adequate job. I think he would have liked maybe 1 back. I would have liked him to steal 1 extra save there. But I mean, he let 3 goals because 32 shots, 32 saves and 35 shots going to overtime, right? So I thought overtime they played okay. That bad call, but let's be honest, that was a shit call. That holding penalty on Pastrnak, or was it Zacha on DeBrincat? Like, that was horse shit. That was so bad. Just furious. And so, like, for me, I just think the Wings, they gotta, again, it's direction. I have a heart. If you're San Jose, you know your direction. Like, you're like, hey, develop young kids, bring some good veterans in here, try your best, have an identity, play hard, make teams regret playing against you. I think the Red Wings are trying to play as though they trying to play as a skill team, which is fine, but you need guys that can hit still. You need guys that can defend well. Skill 2-way is huge. And again, you bring in a 2-way guy like Comfer, you bring in a 2-way guy like Kopp, like, they're just not working out. And I am starting to doubt the Eisman plan, because his pro scouting is killing me. You sign Sherratt, you bring in Petrie, you bring in Justin Hall, you bring in Comfer, you bring in Kopp. 1 or 2 of these guys is fine. 4 of them gets tough. And Gus is in there. He's not working out like Gosper did. Like, you think like it was going to be a good replacement. Like, that's not working out. Talbot is working out phenomenally. That's a great pickup. Kane, that was a lucky one. That was lucky. You can't tell me otherwise. I was lucky. It was DeBrincat saying, "Hey, man, we could play together again. Like our families can hang out." Like, and he honestly might play again with the Red Wings next year. But I just don't know. I just don't know. And that's my problem, is that I'm just like, what is the plan? What are we doing here, guys? So yeah, I think like a minute and a half where Boston actually like tied up and everything. And Red Wings try and chip it out, can't get it out. And there's Cop on the side, and then you have Marchand puts it back to the point, and Zadorov rips it down right at the slot. And I'm watching it right now. So Marchand pushed it back to the point. There's Zadorov rips it, and it goes top left corner, dude. That's tough, man. That's tough. You'd like, again, that's one that Husso you'd like him to get, but again, that's just tough. It was a bit crazy with traffic and everything. Then you had Comfer puts it right in the chest, which I was a little bummed there. I was like, dude, Comfer, like, produce a little better. Like, Comfer hasn't been doing anything crazy either. I pull up Comfer's stats right now. GG Comfer, 9 points in 23 games. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you're better than this. You're 29 years old. You're supposed to be in your prime. He's projected to have 31 points in this year. Like, 31 points for a guy who is. Let me pull it up. I mean, with Red Wings, he's 34 points, so he's projected to have. He had 48 last year, 52 the year before. I'm like, can we get better? Can we do a little better than, like? It feels like everyone's in a slump besides Raymond and Larkin. Like, Raymond is 25 points in 24 games, and he had 2 goals this time. Larkin looks good. DeBrincat's 21 points, 24 games. Larkin's a little slower, 20 points, 24 games, but putting up more goals. He's on pace for 48 goals right now. Like, that's how good Larkin is. Right? Let me pull it up actually, because they'll give me projections. Because talk about 41 goals. Sorry, 41 goals, 68 points, lower point total, but it would be a 41 goal season. So on the power play here, Gustafsson to Berggren. Berggren puts it on front, and then Kasper tips it. Unfortunately, this is the one where Gustafsson it is offsides, and they call it back. And the second I saw it, I was like, nope, that's happening. And I tweeted it out. If you want to check out my Twitter or my BlueSky, Undrafted Hockey Fan. Again, it was called back, which is a bit of a bummer. So, but it is what it is. Again, Red Wings had some good opportunities. The problem is in that second period, the start, like the first 8 minutes of the period, they had no shots. It was like 6 shots. I was like, what are you guys doing? Again, Copper had a good second shot on Corvusala, right, hit his shoulder and everything. And then at the end, there was a 4-on-4 and everything. Pastrnak had like a soft wrist shot on Husso. I was like, do you feel okay, man? And it was right at Husso's chest. And I was like, dude, is Pastrnak okay? Do we gotta put a thermometer up his butt, like, and see how he's doing? Because I was kind of blown away that he wasn't playing as well as I thought he would. You have Michael Rasmussen picks it up in the slot, passes all the way across the rim, and he rips it. And he rips it so well, hits Corpusala's left pad, and pops up into the net, dude. Rasmussen is playing phenomenally. I'm so excited about him coming across and everything, and he's getting a great feed across. I mean, that's some Patrick Kane level pass. And let's see how is Rasmussen doing this year. 7 points, 23 games. He's only playing 13 minutes a night. He's playing like third, fourth line minutes because he's been playing a lot with like Pop and Fisher, and then put him on the fourth line. But I do like that he's getting a ton of time on ice. Actually, let's look at what his time is. I'm curious how much his time on ice is today, because again, he's playing first line minutes with Larkin and Raymond, so he's got to be getting a good chunk of time. Plus, he's playing power play 1, which is huge. Time on ice, 15 minutes, like awesome. And he got an assist out of it. So, and he got last game, he got a goal against the Vancouver Canucks. 2 games before that, he got an assist in the OT winner for Calgary. So, like, he's doing better. And by the way, in Vancouver, he had almost 18 minutes of production, like 18 minutes. And the Devils, he had almost 17 and a half minutes. So this game was a little bit lower for him, but I think because the power play too didn't get out as much as I think they wanted to. But like again, I think he's playing phenomenal. And I really like that. I really like that he's playing on the top line. I think it ups his value as well if they want to trade him, because he's not. I don't think he's part of the long term plan. So, by the way, Boston also scored on the power play, of course. Tips it back to Lorai, who rips it, and then Justin Brazeau puts it right, or tips it right in front of the net, right down under tips it down. I think it goes under Husto's arm, I believe. I'm watching it right now. He rips it. It's tipped. Oh no, it goes right over his shoulder. So it was gonna go high, but yeah, Brazeau tipped it. Brazeau was originally a Toronto Maple Leaf. He got traded. So going to overtime, look at the last play. McAvoy tips it back to Zacha. Zacha walks it in, shoots it on Husto. Husto passes it out to Larkin. And then you have Zadorov carrying it in, passes it to Pastrnak. Pastrnak takes it up. It's hit by Larkin. And then DeBrincat carries it behind. Pastrnak holds him. And then Zacha gets it, passes the Pastrnak back to Zacha because, DeBrincat's down. And that's how the Bruins win the game. God damn it. It's so frustrating, dude. I just wanted to I wanted this win because it was like, like a little bit of like, what, like there's progress, guys. We're making progress. And I would have kept them at 500 too. It's just so frustrating. I'm so frustrated with this Red Wings team. Again, it's directionless. Like, can't fire the coach. I don't want him to bring Quenneville in. Like, I don't want to bring Quenneville in. Even though I think they would probably benefit from him. But like, it's just who breaks the seal and brings him in for the first. And I just be like, you already run Patrick Kane. Who's questionable with the sexual assault stuff. And now you have and you potentially have Joel Quenneville as well. I'm just like, who are you gonna hire next? Dan Bowman? No, he's with the Oilers, of course. So, anywho, we'll do one more ad break and then we'll jump into some NHL news because there's some fun stuff that happened today in the NHL, which we will jump into right after this break. The 24-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And of course, if you're listening to this, you're probably a Red Wings fan. You can definitely bet the puck line, the total, the money line, how many goals are going to be scored over or under. Example is most of them are coming up is at like 6. So you can be like over 6 goals or under 6 goals. I mean, you can get all the action at Sportsbook. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive award. Bonus bet expires 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. So we have a couple of good news. We're going to jump into NHL news here. We have on the power play, there's actually a replay here of Montreal versus the Islanders. We had the debut of Patrick Laine as a Montreal Canadien, which is huge. I think I'm so excited for him. And there actually, I just saw a quote from Twitter from the Habs Chronicle. It said Laine explained how he was nervous for his first game back and spoke to his therapist about it. They also mentioned being open about mental health struggles will make him a role model to a lot of people, and we commend him for that. And I also commend him for that. And if you haven't checked the link down below, it has a link to Patrick Laine's mental health organization that you can donate. I've also donated to it. That's not a brag. That's a hey, like I wouldn't ask you to do it if I didn't do it myself. So that's just how it goes. So with that, you have Laine actually gain a great setup. They're on the power play. There's Suzuki to Lane Hudson to Laine, who takes it to slap on it, but then he ends up risking it past Sorokin all the time in the space in the world. Pelech gave him a ton of space. Again, it was huge. I think it was a huge confidence booster. And he had so much time and space that he just rips it far corner from the left circle. Again, I just think I'm so happy for Laine because like you want guys that are like he seems like just a good, genuinely good dude. And you knew he was struggling in Columbus, and I kind of feel the same way about what's happening with Zegras right now. I'm like, dude, just move Zegras, just move him out. Like he looks miserable. It's not healthy for him. Just like get him out of here, like and trade him because it's just kind of like hurting him his value long. I think it's hurting his value long term. It's hurting him long term as well. Imagine it feels like what happened with Ryan O'Reilly when he was with the Buffalo Sabres. He kind of lost his love for hockey. I mean, if you didn't see the by the way, we're gonna transition. By the way, congratulations, Laine. I'm so excited to see you score goals with the Habs. Moving on to other news with Zegras again, talking about that. Like he scored an OT winner, like the winner of the OT games, and he was just kind of like, "Yep," like just giving knucks. And he seemed like lifeless, dude. It was a bummer, dude. It's like, dude, you just won the game. You know, overtime, we're a shootout winner, and you're like, oh, dude, like that one's not going in your highlight package, by the way, because you're shit reaction. And again, if he's not having a good time, like that's fine. I understand he's having a good time. There's literally a company called Double Hockey Sticks on Twitter. They sell merchandise, and it says, "I just hope Trevor Zegras is having fun." And he saw it, which is great. And they gave him a shirt, which I thought was great. And it just doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun right now. And so just Pat Verbeek, do him a favor and just put him out of misery, man. And get your assets back, by the way, too. So speaking about, I forgot to mention this with the Red Wings. Lucas Raymond has had 2 goals tonight, reaching a career point total of 200. He has 11 points in his last 8 games. Or he has 11 points in his last 8 games, which is a point streak, by the way, over the last 8 games. So which is exciting for Red Wings. By the way, Penguins have also had 9 2-goal leads, and they've been blown. They ended up winning the game 5-4 against I believe it was Columbus, if I remember correctly, going against the Penguins. Penguins game tonight. We'll go with that. Okay. Florida. They beat Florida in OT. Oh, look at that, dude. So they ended up beating them in OT. Dude, Florida. So they were winning 2-1 in the first. The Pittsburgh scored a second or another goal in the second period. So it was 3-1. And then Panthers get 3 goals in the third, and then Pittsburgh has only 1 goal. So again, 4-4 going to OT. So they end up winning. So good for them, dude. They get the 2 points out of that, and again, they need that as well. But again, 9 2-goal leads, that's tough. They played like 26 games. So, we want to do something else. We want to talk about the 2021 NHL draft. And with that, we have someone named Bill Eklund. Bill Eklund, also known as William Eklund of San Jose Sharks, is actually leading the 2021 NHL draft with let's look how many points. Where are you at? Where's Eklund? In points. No, he's not. That is wrong. It is Wyatt Johnson. Why did someone gaslit me on this? 74. Nope, that is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. I got juked on that one, dude. That is fun. That is hilarious. Absolutely not. He is not. He is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? He's 6, dude. What are we doing here? I got juked. I apologize. That is so funny. You know, he's 6. You got JJ Mosier, then Owen Power, Cole Sillinger, Mason McTavish, Matty Beniers, and then Wyatt Johnson. No, I apologize on that one. That was my bad. So let's go on to something else that's funny. That was embarrassing for me. We had the Buffalo Sabres go up against the Colorado Avalanche 4-0 in the first period. You're like, dude, that is amazing. Can you believe that? Like Buffalo Sabres, they're back. They're totally going to take this game. And by the way, if you can tell from my voice, it didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way. They got 4-0 in the first period. Avalanche score 1 goal to break that. I think it was Larkin. And then from there in the third period, Avalanche score 4 goals and beat the Dallas Sabres, not even in overtime, in regulation, 5-4. Just heartbreaking, dude. Just heartbreaking. That is so tough to hear. And I was like, oh, you poor Sabres. I'm sad for Sabres fans. It's been 13 years without a playoff, and you guys were in the second or third spot in the Atlantic, and now you're down in the dumps with the Red Wings. Yay! Isn't it fun down here? Isn't this so fun? Isn't it so fun when a team has to tear it all down to the studs and then build it back slowly? Isn't this fun doing it slowly? It's so much fun. I'm absolutely loving it. It's great. As you can see, I'm smiling through my teeth. Great. Anyways, going on to a little more positive news. Marty Necas was leading the NHL. I think he still might be leading the NHL. Let's actually check out some stats on that, because I think I'm pretty sure he was leading the points leader. He is not anymore. Kirill Kaprizov has 38 points. Necas has 37, so right behind there. But Marty Necas is doing phenomenal. Just got a new contract for 2 years because they ended up signing Jarvis to that 8-year contract. Kind of 9, but it's 8 with deferred on the 9th year. Necas in his last 2 seasons combined, prior to this, he had 120 combined. He had 124 points. His pace for this season is 128 points. So what he did in the 2 seasons prior, he's currently on pace to beat it by 4 points, which is crazy. Taking like your 2 years and saying, I'm going to beat those 2 years. That's just crazy. So love to see that for Carolina. And by the way, Carolina, with a goalie like that, you should be doing better. Why are you only 3rd in your division? Like, get your stuff together. I mean, New Jersey has 3 more games played, but Washington is killing it. Dude, Washington's doing so good. And they don't even have an Ovechkin right now, dude. In their last 10, they're 7-2-1. I mean, that's phenomenal. I love that for them. Also, we have Lucas Raymond had scored again. We talked about his 200 point. Talking about a former Red Wing, but now Vancouver Canuck, was part of a trade for a first and a 4th round pick, or first and a 2nd round pick. I'm pretty sure. Let's look it up real quick, just to be sure. But Philip Pastrnak ended up having an upper body, a successful lower body, says underwent a successful lower body procedure and will not require surgery on his upper body. He'll be out for approximately 8 weeks. So Pastrnak getting his stuff done now, which I think is smart. Get it done. If you got an injury, get it done now. By the way, he was traded for a 2nd round pick and a 1st round pick. It was the New York Islanders 1st round pick that the Vancouver Canucks got in the Bo Horvat trade, which ended up flipping with a 2nd round pick to the Red Wings for Philip Pastrnak and a 4th round pick. So, and it's really working out really well for them. He's doing phenomenal. I mean, he's a great player. Again, excited to see him back in the playoffs. I think he's just dynamic. He's a great right-handed defenseman. I think Red Wings were smart to get rid of him when they did, because he's going to want a ton of money, and he got a ton of money, which is great. It's just not. It wouldn't have been during Red Wings window, and that's okay. That's just okay. So, anyways, that's all we got for NHL news. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and I appreciate it. I love it. Thanks for sticking around. Listen to me bitch a little bit, and I'll catch you in the next video, man. Love you. Hit like, subscribe, put your favorite emoji down there, and I love you so much. Appreciate it. Bye.